Hooey! Welcome to week 2 of the UPBA. I don't really plan out my intros. I don't know. I feel like having like a consistent intro in your videos is like useful. It's like a branding thing, but at the same time, like it's not like somebody clicks your video and goes like, "Oh wait, I know that intro." Like they know who you are when they click, or they don't, and having an intro. I'm getting too meta here. So this is week 2 of the UPBA. Week 1, we won 3-0. Little bit of luck. Oh, no, wait. No, it's not luck. We just got fortunate. There's a couple of essentially 50-50 damage rolls, and I feel like that's about as like pure as you can get. I know we got 2 of them in our favor. Only needed like the first one, but that's how it goes. So it was a very back and forth battle. So now we're trying to be a little safer because that was like a tricky situation. I basically needed those damage rolls to win. I didn't plan on that, but it's just how it worked out. So I try to play a little like more tight here, not just like trade one for ones and then hope to sweep late game. So we're playing Owen, cool dude. His username is either Oglebina or OG Albina, but there's no space, so I don't know. But it's fine. Played him once before in a tournament, and I did win, but it was kind of like he missed a seed flare and then it fell apart. So it wasn't like the most clean, like skillful battle. But that's once again Pokemon. So right here, just looking at his team, he's got some scary stuff. He was second in the draft, so he was able to pick up H slash, which is coming. But as far as his team also goes, he had Aerodactyl and Decidueye that I thought could have come. I was like, well, Decidueye would be good for Zygarde and Will-O-Wisping and even like Manaphy to an extent if, Ice Beam I wasn't boosted. And also Thunderous to an extent. So I thought that was definitely a bring, but I totally get these 6 as well. But it does leave my Choice Banded Zygarde a lot more open. The only issue is obviously Hydreigon and Gallade outspeeding and potentially Scarf Diggersby with something like Ice Punch. But if I can bring in Zygarde, it can pretty much 2-hit KO everything. Probably not Suicune if it's like extremely defensive. But depending on how much special versus physical bulk he was willing to put in. But it's a Suicune. It's probably going to be more physically bulky. But that also, Suicune would leave Manaphy open to some choice setup. So, I built a defensive Scizor for stuff like Aegislash and Diggersby and Gallade to an extent. Like I said, Choice Band and Zygarde. I have a Curse Recycle Muck with Dual Stab. I have Uxie with like Thunder Wave and U-Turn and Knockoff. And even Heal Bell because I was worried about like Toxics and Will-O-Wisps. I've set up just general Manaphy with Tail Glow, and then I have a Scarf Thunderous yet again, 2 Scarf Thunderous in a row. Hasn't really done much yet, but we'll see. So that's the matchup. I am gonna lead Thunderous just because I figured it kind of like either I can U-turn or I don't know. It's weird. I basically U-turning because like anything on his team could get too good of a lead that I won't have a switch in. That's safe enough, but at the same time, like I'm basically banking on switching in, which doesn't really make sense, but it's okay. So we'll just see how it goes. This one I wasn't too worried about this matchup. I thought it was just kind of one of those things where God, how's that supposed to look? I guess it's okay. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like I think I had a little bit better of a matchup, but like I needed to play enough or not get caught off guard. So he's going to lead Hydreigon. I don't have a Focus Blast, or I might have considered going for it. So I am just going to U-turn. Since I am Scarfed, I don't know if he is Scarfed, but that U-turn does a heck of a lot. So I'm like, what do I go into? As I basically have Scizor because worst case he Dark Pulses, best case he goes for a Dragon move. And then I see him go for Z. I was like, ugh, I didn't even really like look. I forgot to look at his Z or consider that Hydreigon was a Z, I think. So I was like, well, it's probably not Infernal Overdrive. I hope it's not Black Hole Eclipse. But we'll have to see. It's Devastating Drake. So I'm like, okay, I'm not very specially defensive, and I'm not Mega Evolved yet. But like this, I'm still resisted, and I still have like a ton of HP. So we'll see how much it does. It does just over half, which is rough. And now I know he's not choice in any way. So this is an easy switch into Manaphy because he's gonna have the Fire move, and even if he goes for Dark Pulse, thinking it might be able to KO based on the rolls. It still won't do a ton. So Manaphy's going to take close to nothing and get leftovers back. So I'm not just going to like stay in and like Tail Glow on this thing. I'm gonna go straight for the Ice Beam, assuming it can KO. But actually, he lives. So I was like, based on the U-turn damage, I figured I could KO with Ice Beam. Maybe I should have calced it before after the U-turn to see what I should have gone into. But Manaphy seemed to be my best bet. So I am gonna take a Dark Pulse, which is annoying, but luckily I'm leftovers, so I'm gonna get 3 turns worth of recovery. So I'm not like dead in the water, but it's not great. So I take out Hydreigon, and now Manaphy and Scizor are both near half. Manaphy a little bit over, Scizor a little bit below. So it's somewhat an even trade, but having a lot of things at half health that are outsped by Mega Gallade is not a great strategy to have. So fortunately, I do have an Uxie that's basically completely built for this thing. I do have a Colbur Berry in case he's knockoff. Best case he stays in and I can Thunder Wave him. Worst case, I can knock off something as it comes in, or you turn out. So it's kind of a weird thing where like Uxie can basically force this thing to like set off attacks and potentially paralyze it, but like he's basically never going to stay in. So that close combat does like quite a bit. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of scary. I don't know if he's just adamant or what the plan is, but if he's adamant, like Manaphy would outspeed. So I doubt he would do that. So I am gonna go for a U-turn here. I don't really want a Thunder Wave. I could have knocked off, but if he knocked off or Swords Danced, and I just don't do anything to him. So I felt U-turn was the safest play. So now I have a free switch into Zygarde off the U-turn, which is the best case scenario. So now I can go for 1,000 arrows. Depending on how much bulk he has, if he's like max HP, I think I have like a very good chance to KO him. If he has some extra defense in there, he has a chance to live. So I don't know what his move is. Like I was like hoping he's not like Weakness Ball, say HP Ice or something. But I'm going for 1,000 arrows, and it does just under half to this Suicune. And he didn't send me his like sets or anything, so I don't know if he was mostly just HP, then I had a chance to KO. But I crit him. So I'm assuming he had quite a bit of defense, and that maybe that first one was just a max roll and tricked me. But Sylveon. So let's pause here. So yeah, I immediately calced that. I said, okay, well, if he's like, it was something like if he was like just max HP, that was like a min roll, and I had a pretty good chance to KO him. If he was like, I don't know how much defense he would have needed to for that to have like not been a roll, because like I don't know, I don't cheat and put up like the freaking like little like ruler above the health, but like say it's, I mean that probably did like 48, maybe like 47 min, so like he probably only needed like maybe 100 defense, like not even if he was even like bold, he probably just needed like a bold nature and max HP to like be on the cusp. So I like that crit like 99% mattered. I'm sure he had Ice Beam and went for it, and if he didn't, but I don't know, like from my perspective, the reason I even stayed in on Suicune was that basically like if Diggersby is scarfed and potentially has Ice Punch, like it's just gonna OHKO me. Like Gallade 100% has Ice Punch, and Hydreigon's already dead. So like Sylveon, I can 2-hit KO and potentially force a switch in. Diggersby, if it's not scarfed, either through knockoff or just not scarfed, I can still like almost OHKO. Like I just figured that like there's no reason for me to like stay max health. Like Aegislash living a hit was the only thing where it's like, oh, like if I took an Ice Beam, I'd be at whatever percent, like probably like well below half. So I just figured like if I'm getting outsped, I'm probably gonna die, and if I'm not getting outsped, I'm gonna do a huge chunk anyways, and potentially force switches and all that. So I figured the health risk was worth just KOing Suicune anyways, because if he was stuck at half health, that makes my job still a lot easier. Or well, if he was stuck at like 10%, because he was Resto Chesto, then we're in the same position. He rests up to full, and then I hit him, and then he doesn't hit me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It seemed to be an okay trade. So he goes to Sylveon. I'm not gonna risk doing over half of this thing and then taking a huge old Hyper Voice, even though like that's basically the same thing I did to Suicune. But in case he was Specs or something, could live a hit. I want to go into Muck, but I can see very clearly he is not Specs. Probably Babiri Berry for like a Scizor with HP Fire or something like that. So that's okay. I can go straight for either a Poison Jab or a knockoff, but I actually go for Curse because I figured Maybe he'd think I was Assault Vest based on how little that did or something, and want to just like, I don't know. I basically wanted to bait in Diggersby, and now I can just go back into Uxie because he has to Earthquake now because I cursed up, so like he's put himself in a position where I'm forcing him to attack. So I should have just knocked off, but that's okay. So he is actually going to stay in and go on Earthquake. I don't know if he said he misclicked at some point. I don't know if that was it, but I am going to knock off his Scarf. I don't know how you misclick an attack because you have to click Fight and then click the attack. So like he had to have misclicked twice, or just like had clicked like, oh, maybe do I want to attack? Oh wait, I'm Scarfed, and then accidentally hit. I don't know. So now I'm going to go into Scizor as he U-turns out. So I actually, it put me in a weird position where I was immune to his attack, and then I knocked off, and then he could attack me now because he wasn't locked. So I am going to go into Scizor. I figured I could like Roost or do something. So he's going to go A Slash, and here I'm like, okay, well, like I can see what he can do. I don't want to weakness policy him with a knockoff. I do have knockoff. But I figured I could Mega Evolve and take any hit. And then Roost. So like that's just my idea. I'm like, maybe I'll Shadow Ball and I can knock off next turn. Make sure Zygarde can come in and take this thing out. But he's actually just gonna attack here. I'm like, okay, so yeah, right, like Shadow Ball, maybe even like a Secret Sword. He has a hidden power. I'm like, oh fuck. I was like 99% sure this thing would be HP Ice, but I guess like it makes sense because Zygarde could probably kill it anyway. So he's shit. So I should have attacked it 100%. That was a misplay, but like it was a hindsight misplay because how am I supposed to know he wouldn't King's Shield or I didn't really think it was King Shield, but like I just really didn't want to weakness policy this thing, and then he Sword Stances, and then I'm just like, you know, I'm in a really bad position. So like I was basically playing it safe there, but I played it too safe. HP Fire was a good play on his part, 100%. So now I'm going to Zygarde. Like I said before, I already calculated this, and I was like, there's a very good chance I KO with this 1,000 arrows, but he very well may have EV'd himself to live plus 1,000 arrows, so like that's definitely a thing. But he's not weakness policy, obviously. I don't know what item he is at this point. He could have been Colbur or Kasib. Probably not Kasib. I don't think I have a Ghost type. So Shadow Ball does a ton. Here's where like that Suicune crit probably totally mattered because that would have just killed me. But now I can take him out. So good for me. I mean, Aegis would have been effectively dead, so it would have been different issues. So now Gallade comes in, and I have to switch out because it's a Gallade. So now I can go back in Uxie still. I did lose Scizor, which like, I mean, close combat still would have done like a metric shit ton to Scizor, but it would have been nice to have around at least to force a close combat or something. So he's gonna Ice Punch. I'm actually gonna Thunder Wave here because I figured now I was low enough, and I've only shown U-turn and knockoff that he would just like not want to risk this, because I easily just could have U-turned again and then just gone into something. But he's actually going to stay in, or she's actually going to switch in with Diggersby as I Thunder Wave, which sucks, but I you know, that's my bad. U-turn was always like the safest play. So I can U-turn out. I do take the frustration, so Uxie is almost dead. But now I can go to Zygarde. I saw he was Scarfed, so I doubt he has Quick Attack. Even if he does, it won't kill me. And he is definitely low enough that a 1,000 arrows banded can take him out. So here we're falling into the slippery slope of like, you know, that crit on Suicune, but maybe I played differently. I don't know. Like maybe I attacked the Aegis Slash with Scizor if Zygarde was super chipped. I don't know. Like it's weird stuff because that was a roll in the first place. So now he goes back into Gallade. We're doing this fun dance where Zygarde comes in and kills something, and Gallade comes in and threatens to kill something. So now Uxie, that I've wasted that HP with the frustration from Diggersby, goes down. Unfortunate for me because now I'm in a rough spot for sure. So I am actually going to make kind of an interesting play here. I'm going to go into Muck, but if he's adamant, he basically kills me. And if he is jolly, he could still kill me. So I'm actually going to go into Thunderous here to bait the close combat. It does over half. And I'm just going to pause it really quick. So his defenses are fine. We'll watch that in a second. So here was my plan here. He has Sylveon and Gallade left. If he is minus defense and I can chip Gallade down, then I'm set. Because then I can like E-speed it with Zygarde. I have Muck to come in on Sylveon. Like every time I'll have the berry. After I saw what Hyper Voice did, I can always berry up. If he is like starts Calm Minding, I can just start attacking. So the theory is one, he's now that I have Thunderous in, he can attack again and get outsped and I do a ton of damage, or I can force Sylveon in. And basically, forcing Sylveon in is my win con because then I can go into Muck. I can always curse. So basically, what happens is Muck is now in range where one more Hyper Voice will pop my berry. And if I'm basically at the health I'm at now, if I'm at above half health and I have a curse up, Gallade can't kill me, and I can do almost all of my damage to it. And then Zygarde can clean up with E-Speed, or if Thundurus is still alive, can come in. So basically, like my game plan was to go into Muck, bait an attack onto Gallade, so that way his defenses would lower, and then I could bait in Sylveon. So I am not going to U-turn here because if he stays in, it's an issue. But I could have Thunderbolted, but I am going to Sludge Wave, just put a little more pressure on him. I figured he'll basically have to switch because he's a regular Mega Gallade. If I am Specs or Life Orb, there's a chance like Thunderbolt could even kill him. So I am going to Sludge Wave here, do big damage to the Sylveon, and potentially help myself into a situation where Muck can come in for free now, as he tries to wish. Presumably he would wish if he has it here because Sludge Wave is going to kill him. But he does Hyper Voice, which is just as fine for me. And now I've got my free switch into Muck, and puts me just under half, which is perfect time for the berry. So now I'm in a situation where if I curse and he attacks me once, then I'm basically set because then I can berry up. I won't be in range of Gallade at +1 defense. But weirdly enough, I am just going to Poison Jab here. I know I'm like talking past my own plan. Because basically that would force him into Gallade to close combat, and then if I had killed him there, Gallade would have had to close combat. Then the combination of Scarf, Thundurus, and Choice Banded E-Speed could take him out. But he lived, so now I actually get to recycle and then curse, because this is the plan I was talking about, where if I'm above half enough and I have +1 defense, he can't kill me anymore. And now he's just going to put me into berry range with any sort of close combat. And if he Swords Dance, then he just has to attack me the next turn. So he's going to close combat. We'll see how much it does. Takes me 137 to 117. So it does 120. Oh gosh. Mid, what did you do to my recording? Okay, so that's fine. So that did 120, and I go back to 123. So depending on damage rolls, there's a chance he could kill me here. But now that Sylveon is at low, Thundurus would clean up here anyway. So like the game is effectively over. It's just if I want to play for differential or anything. So now he has a pretty similar roll. Did like 115 that time. So now I can KO him. So. So now all he has left is a low health Sylveon, and this is actually really silly. So like Manaphy is at half health, and we saw based on his Hyper Voice damage that he is not like offensive. So what I really should have done is gone into Manaphy here. No, I could take a Hyper Voice, and even if it crit me, I go into something else because that means he attacked and he's still at low health. I go into Manaphy. If he like wishes or Calm Minds, I can still just attack him or Tail Glow because I know I can take. Like I said, I know I can take a Hyper Voice. But I sack off Muck essentially for no reason. I was in the moment. I was imagining some like crazy I switch out as he Calm Minds and then he wishes, or like I switch out as he wishes and then he protects and then I can't kill him and he starts Calm Minding. But Manaphy could always beat him, so I'm gonna have to fix that again because I always forget to pause the freaking thing. But that's okay. So we win 3-0. Zygarde got 4 more KOs. The crit, I mean, like, I don't know if the crit won me the game. The crit, like, won me the game, but I don't know if the crit prevented a loss, like that distinction. Like, had I not gotten the crit, the game would have gone much differently. I certainly may have lost. That Gallade was a huge threat, and I did not prep for it as well as I should have. Like, really all I had for it was Thundurus and Uxie, but Uxie, I kind of misplayed around with the Diggersby and stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, like I could have gone to 4-0 there, but like sure, whatever. We'll make Zygarde 8-0 after 2 weeks. So like I said, yeah, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I would have won, right? But I don't want to oversell the crit, but I don't want to undersell it either. Like I want to be fair. Like the crit mattered. It just I don't know how it mattered. Like it made my life 1,000 times easier and guaranteed me the win later in the game. But like he built well. He had a team. Like I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna assume that Aegislash was built to live a +1,000 arrows. Like that was intentional on his part, which was good because I had only U-turned and that did 0 damage. Oh, come on. This doesn't matter. I'm going to cover it. But yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting battle. So like, I feel kind of bad because, like I said, the crit definitely changed the pacing of the game. So now like, there's two battles in a row against this guy, where I just like I got like slightly lucky early on, and it just like tidal waved the game in my favor. But like at the same time, like as long as there isn't the kinds of situations, I'm just going to do a little tangent here. The kinds of situations I hate in Pokemon is one, it's like the last turn of the game, and somebody has put themselves in the position to win, and then they like miss a move, or they get critted, or like secondary status or whatever, and like for a fact like that lost them the game. You know what I mean? Like a turn 4 crit that like swings the momentum, like that sucks for sure. But like if it's like, okay, like all I have to do is hit this rock slide and I win. Oh, I missed, and then I get killed because you know what I mean? Like that's like the actual worst way to get hacked, in my opinion. So like, or the other one is like somebody just makes a horrible misplay. So then it's just kind of like, well, they either like should have sacked something off or did sack something off, which is like I said, like almost what I did, but like it's not like Zygarde was about to die, and it's not like I could have played around it at lower health later or whatever. But it was still like, I kind of stand behind the play. Like even if I didn't crit and he lived on low health, Suicune's out of the way, and I just, you know what I mean? Like, but there's a lot of hindsight. So, like, obviously, he played well. He didn't do anything wrong, per se. I'm so interested in what that misclick was. I'm interested in what his sets were, so I could kind of, like, back up some of this nonsense I'm spewing. But, so we do move up to 2-0 plus 6. It's not enough to be in first in the standings. There's at least one person ahead of us. But that's okay. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know how to stop this recording because, oh, no, yes, I do. So whatever. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like this layout that Trog made. I'll credit him in the things. I put this at the very end of the video because obviously I don't have. I'm gonna put that in post, and that's gonna be like very helpful to have during the battle that I don't have. I don't know. My brain doesn't work. It's early in the morning when I record these because it's the only time I have, babies. So thanks for watching again. Thanks to Mid for recording the battle. Thanks Trog for making the layout. Thanks me for cheating. He's done it. All right. See you guys.